the climate crisis is a crisis born of injustice. And it is a crisis born of the pursuit of profit at any and all human and ecological cost. That's right. Which means that we must recognize in legislation that the trampling of indigenous rights is a cause of climate change. The trampling of racial justice is a cause of climate change, because we are allowing people and we are allowing ourselves to we are allowing folks to deny ourselves human rights and deny people the right to health care, the right to housing and education. You got it. Today's such a wonderfully momentous and joyous day. Sorry, I've got some hair in my mouth going on here. We refuse to allow, for example, an economy that goes from oil barons to solar barons. That's what we're not going to do. Because what we're going to do is that we're going to transition to a 100% carbon-free economy that is more unionized, more just, more dignified, and guarantees more healthcare and housing than we ever have before. That's our goal. That's the goal of a Green New Deal. What we're going to do is going to make sure that communities like Flint, Baltimore, the South Bronx, St. Louis, rural communities whose infrastructure was never properly built in the first place are first in line to rectify the injustices of the past, to make sure that they get everything that they need to thrive in the future. That's what a Green New Deal is all about. And so in these last 2 years, what has happened? What has occurred since the introduction of the Green New Deal? How has it been impactful? Well, a lot has happened. One is that over a dozen pieces of legislation have been introduced in the House of Representatives, most recently the Civilian Climate Corps and Representative Cori Bush's Green New Deal for Cities have recently been introduced. We also have an Agricultural Resilience Act from Chelly Pingree. We have the Green New Deal for Public Housing, the Build Green Act, the EV Freedom Act. Many pieces of legislation have been introduced adopting the Green New Deal framework of jobs and justice to decarbonize our economy. And not only have they been introduced, but elements have already passed the House. Last year, repeal of the Faircloth Amendment, which would end our decades-long ban on construction of new public housing in the United States, passed the House of Representatives. We also had an enormous amount of new and additional... Hello. Hello.